You please start, Prabha. I'll not be able to chant continuously.
Okay. Namaste. Let's all settle down for the class. Observe your posture, your back spine straight, tall, facial muscles totally relaxed. Have a smile in your face. Let the breath normalize, slow and steady awareness on the breath. Become aware of the in and the out breath. As you are aware of the in and the out breath, allow your mind to calm down. The speed of the mind calms down. Gently join the palms at the heart center, Namaskara Mudra. Let's chant 3 Oms first. Breathe in. Om. 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 Sahanavavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu mavid vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmantyasya yatonvayaditarastah Chateshcha vignaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti yat surayah Tejo varimridam yata vinimayo Yatra trisargo mrisham Dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam Satyam param dhimahi Satchidananda Vishvotpatyadihetave तापत्रय विनाशाय श्री कृष्णाय वयं नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. Let's all bow down to the Almighty. Let this session nourish us all. Gently blink your eyes open. Sorry, I think my video was off. Okay. Arti Bala, would you like to share the PDF screen? Yeah. Okay. Bala, you have. Arti, you have.
Yeah, Bala shares.
Yeah.
We moved to the Gajendra Moksha. Last week we didn't have a session because all three of us were not available. But the previous session we were looking at Gajendra Moksha. And in fact, Gajendra Stuti, how when he is caught by the crocodile and nobody is able to help him at that point in time, he turns to Narayana and he sings praise on Narayana. So it was the Gajendra was not a simple, just any elephant, had some purva samskaras within. Are you able to see the screen? Yeah, please go ahead, please. They were still in the elephant and the crocodile, no? Mele. Where is it? I'm not able to. Oh. Where is it? It's here somewhere. One sec. Steadily on Narayana. Began his song of praise. We already went down a little. So let's go from here. You are the seer, the drashta. We did look at you have no birth, no karma to perform. And out of his maya is what? Everything is created. All forms exist because of his own maya. So now we will move to you are the seer, the drashta for the functioning of the indriyas and their different individual behavior. You are the cause of everything, but nothing has caused you since you are ancient, eternal, everlasting, without a beginning and so without an end. There's no limit to you since you are the infinite. You are the seer. We think the eyes are seeing. But what is it that is within me which knows that it is the eyes that are seeing? My mind. Now the mind is the knower of the eyes. What knows that it is the mind that is the knower of the eyes? Some say intellect. So if it is the intellect is the knower of the mind, which is the knower of the eyes. Now what knows that it is the intellect, which is the knower of the mind, which is the knower of the eyes, which is seeing everything? That which is beyond the senses, beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, that that consciousness, that observer, that Sakshi Bhava, that witness consciousness, which is beyond the mind and the intellect and the sensory organs, only because that is shining. Does the intellect even, only because that is shining, that whatever is coming up in the intellect is revealed to me. Only because it is that consciousness that is shining, whatever is happening in the mind is revealed to me. Only because that is shining, whatever is happening, whatever the eyes are seeing is revealed to me. Everything is being revealed on the plane of the consciousness. That consciousness is the ultimate drashta, the ultimate seer. I'm reminded of that Kenopanishad story. Yes, right? You can tell that story, Bala. Yeah, usually the Upanishad stories are not like the Puranic
the stories that we see in the Purana. They are very short, crisp, and so it's a very common story. Many would have known, but it is good to remember that at this point in time. The drashta, functioning of the indriyas. So indriyas, we have all the devatas are the what do you call that? Presiding deities of every indriya, right? So so in Kena Upanishad, at the end of the Upanishad, this katha comes where all the devas, Indra, Agni, Vayu, all of them are, they had won over Asura for something, always this Deva Asura fight keeps happening, right? So they have won over and they are partying. All of them are completely in party and they are there in the Indra Sabha. And somewhere Indra is it is very beautifully narrated. So it is said that Indra senses that there is something outside which is, seeking the attention. So as he senses, he first calls Agni. Okay, he calls Agni and he says, go find out. There is someone who seems to be there, something is there. So Agni Devata is the one to go first. It is also said that through Agni only everything is actually offered, right? All that we offer is offered. Every yajna is offered through Agni. So Agni is the one which goes first. So it is said that some yaksha was standing there. Okay. Some very different form altogether. So Agni goes there and finds that yaksha and asks, who are you? And Yaksha looks at Agni, and asks, who are you? Okay. So this Agni, first is taken a little, by shock that someone is asking him who he is. Says, you don't know me. I am Agni Devata. I am the one responsible to burn everything. So, no, I am the Agni Devata. So Yaksha asks, Agni, what Agni? What do you do? So he says, I burn. I can just burn everything to ashes. Everything is consumed by me. And then he says, okay, this small blade of grass, can you consume this, by your Agni? He asks. So now this Agni thinks, it is very silly that he's asking. So he just tries. He tries very hard, 3-4 times. He's not able to burn that. The Agni is called Agni because of its Agni power, isn't it? Because of that burning. So that is not happening. So his own dharma is not there for Agni in front of that Yaksha. Now Agni realizes this is somebody, Then the moment he realizes, he goes inside. He goes inside with a very confused face, and then Vayu asks, what happened? Then Agni says, there is someone, I don't know, you just go and find out, like that. So Vayu goes out. Vayu goes out and the same thing happens. Okay, he asks Yaksha and Yaksha asks, who are you? And Vayu says, I am Vayu. Yaksha says, what do you do? Remember, they are in that partying spree where they have won over Asuras. They are partying their powers there. Okay, that is when this Yaksha has come. So then Vayu is saying, I just blow things out. I move things from one place to another. He says, okay, the same grass. The Yaksha asks, can you blow this out? And Vayu tries hard. Even a little, the grass does not move. So the Vayutvam, the why he is known as Vayu, even that is not functioning in front of that Yaksha. Now this Vayu is also perplexed and he goes inside. The moment Indra sees both Agni and Vayu, Indra realizes that someone, it is the Supreme Personality Godhead who has come there. Yeah, he immediately goes there. And when Indra faces, it is said that Yaksha disappears and then Uma, Parvati comes and gives an entire Upadesha to Indra. So this whole katha, what it reveals to us is The power behind everything is one. Kena Upanishad. The Upanishad starts with Kena. By what the eyes see? By what the ears hear? By what, So that is the kind of question that the student asks the teacher, his master. By what are all these things happening? So then the master says, it cannot be known. It is not unknown. Kena Upanishad is known for its riddle way of answers, and it is very beautiful also. It's not unknown. It cannot be known, which means it cannot be it cannot be measured by the mind and the buddhi. We cannot say it is like this, it is like that. That is what Gajendra Stuti is one stuti where Gajendra talks about the Nirguna Brahman. That Atman, which is all forms and beyond forms. It is not that he has no forms, no form. Okay, we must know that correctly. Brahman is all form, beyond form. Brahman is all quality, beyond quality. Brahman is all guna, beyond guna. Okay, so many times we think Nirguna means no form. No, everything is Brahman only. All this form is Brahman, right? We have covered it with forms. Brahman says, cover it with me. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. So that is the story in Kena Upanishad, which points to that drashta. Says, so the Yaksha who had come was Narayana himself. Yeah, but Indra is the presiding deity of the mind. So because when the mind directly tries to face Bhagavan, it is not possible. That is what is shown there when Bhagavan disappears. Then it is through the Guru. Uma, Parvati comes as the Guru and guides the mind and takes the mind and abides the mind into the truth. So that is how Kena Upanishad gives the beautiful story. So here, Drashta, Gajendra remembers it when the stuti starts, beautifully says that Gajendra, when he has completely become helpless, that smriti, Bhagavan says, right, I am that smriti also that comes in you. So at the right time, that memory that was there when he had done tapas as Indradyumna, that comes back to Gajendra. And then this stuti starts. So that is why Gajendra is talking about Nirguna, who is beyond all this, yet who is all. So this drashta. So for everything, the power which is behind the functioning of everything. Yeah? So it is to turn to that.
In the previous paragraph, it is saying you're beyond the reach of the senses, the mind, the emotions, and the intellect. When we are in deep sleep, none of this is working. But when we get up, we know that we had a deep sleep because that supreme drashta, seer, was there even during the deep sleep. It's just that I'm not aware because my mind or intellect is not working. But the supreme drashta is there, and hence I feel that continuity even when I wake up.
And drashta is there when we have woken up, and that drashta is telling the sleep was good. Because can it come from buddhi when buddhi was not even there? Can it come from the mind or the memory when it was not even there? So it was that one akhanda tattva which was there, which is here, which is now, which is giving that smriti. It manifests as a smriti of ultimate peace or whatever we experience as that deep sleep.
So when I am thinking, it is the drashta which is shining, and hence I am thinking. When I am talking, it is the drashta which is who is shining, and hence I am talking. Every action is not done without that drashta within. That is what is also shown in that story of at the end, right, in Arjuna. After Krishna leaves the body, when Arjuna is bringing back the Yadava women, and he is not able to save all those Yadava women and children from the bandits. None of his mantra is working. We are nothing. Even the best archer is nothing without that supreme drashta in there. Yeah.
In fact, that simple shloka of Mukham Karoti Vachalam, see, generally we say, okay, someone who, because of your kripa, someone who cannot talk, you make them talk, someone who cannot climb. More than that, it is that power. Otherwise, how can this mouth talk? That inner self, the inner being, that, consciousness is talking through this. How can this, body climb? A body, when it is dead, cannot do anything, right? So it is that inner being. If the inner being decides to leave, then that body doesn't work, isn't it? So that inner being is talking. The inner being is doing everything through this instrument for whatever joy. We don't know. But kripa, that is why they call it as kripa. It is the kripa of the inner being. Tamaham mande paramananda madhavam. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum lankayate girim. Yat kripa tamaham mande. If that kripa is not there, if his presence, just his sannidhi, its sannidhi, whatever we call, it's again a language, in presence, just like, this one example was very beautiful. Even in Atma Bodha it comes, right? It is like, cooking, right? All vegetables, everything is there. And, you keep it on the stove. But if the fire is not there, cooking is not going to happen. But is the fire doing anything? It is not doing anything. In the presence of fire, cooking is happening. Similarly, in the presence of drashta, this. So for that, one nice example that Swamiji, Ramana Charanatirtha Swami was saying. See, in, these are very small little things where in our daily lives, we can take it as a practice to shift our attention from the seen to the seer. So when the sambar is boiling, okay, so when the sambar is boiling, potato is dancing, bendeka is, lady's finger is dancing, drumstick is dancing, and there may even be lot of, things saying, drumstick may say, I am thin and slender, see, you are so fat, all those things are happening there. But the moment the gas is switched off, all the dance stops. So whenever we are so, when we get overpowered by this indriya, our own capabilities and all that, and when we are comparing with others and trying to, compare and say, I am better, she is better, he is better, whatever, he says, remember this sambar potato, and it is all dancing and doing everything because of the heat of the fire which is there. The moment the fire is gone, all the dance stops. So it is applicable for all the indriyas, and there is nobody to take credit. It is the inner being which is in whose presence everything is happening.
We'll move on. It also sees without a beginning and so. Anything you want to add, Prabha? Okay. Without a beginning and so without an end also. Ever present. Now this continues, whether the body changes. Just like we sleep and we get up, there are different, but sleeping and getting up is also like one dissolution. When I wake up, it is a manifestation. When I go to sleep, it is a dissolution. Just like day and night happens. Every day we are going through a creation and a dissolution, or a manifestation and emanation and dissolution. Similarly, our death is another form of dissolution, and birth is another form of emanation in another body when we come. This is also another cycle only. So, but through all of this, the supreme drashta is always there. continuing. When I was sleeping also, he didn't get dissolved. There was no dissolution, though there was a dissolution of the mind and the mind, and I don't even realize I'm in a body when I'm in deep sleep, isn't it? I don't even realize that. There's no sense of I at all at that time. Similarly, after death, he remains. It is just that the memory has been faded, so we don't remember our past life. Because in the memory, it has been subdued. There is a corner into which all those past memories have been put in. So it can be tapped into. When people do past life regression and all those things, it is there somewhere. It is not available for readily. And it is done with a purpose also. So that you don't remember. What if the husband in the last Janma has become a son in this Janma, or a daughter? Things like that, right? So for that reason, so to start afresh, it has been put into an intrinsic memory which can be tapped in. Not that I'm suggesting, but I'm just saying it is there because people can tap in. It means that it is there. There are many lives. And through all of this, the supreme source, that a supreme drashta is always there through all of these dissolutions and the manifestations. We don't say creation because nothing can be created. Even when we say srishti here, srishti is a form of emanation or a manifestation. Manifestation is what? Now, if I am saying I made sambar, it is not my creation. I am using existing ingredients, the help of fire which is already there. I am using ingredients which have been provided already, and also probably a recipe that has been, even if I am creating a new dish, I'm using existing things and putting some, changing the way it has been, the proportions with which it has to be put. And then there is a new dish that comes out. So I cannot say I created a new dish. It is like a manifestation of the existing whatever is there in creation already has come together in a different way and being provided. So Srishti is a manifestation and not a fresh creation. The only and only, even Brahma is not the creator. The only and only supreme creator is Narayana himself, or the Brahman. Yeah. Okay. You want to read the next paragraph, Prabha?
I'll only talk.
Yeah.
Sure.
You are unaffected by the gunas. It's very quite small. Huh?
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
1 second. Is
Yeah.
this better?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, little go up.
Huh.
Yes.
Is it better, Prabha? Or
Yeah.
shall I increase more? 1 minute. It is not. Oh, it did not increase only.
Yeah, it didn't increase. That's okay.
Go increase it. Oh, it doesn't increase like this. I was pinching.
So you can increase for yourself, I think, Prabha. Yeah, I'm able to increase for myself.
Here there is a zoom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You are unaffected by the gunas and their interplay, and as a result, those who succumb to the maya caused by the gunas are not able to realize the truth about you. Even as the glow from the sun and the fire erupt from it, glow for a while and are lost in the source itself, even so, your glory emanates from you. This stream of gunas, this mind, intellect, senses, and the bodies which enjoy these are all born out of you, and in the end are again lost only in you. They have no separate entity. Famed as you are to be beyond the gunas, still you have been known to be the personification of compassion as far as beings like me are concerned. Beings who surrender themselves entirely to you are sure to be cured of their ignorance, their avidya, and will be made to have a vision of the truth that is you.
This is so beautiful, no?
Continuation. Yeah, it's a very nice continuation.
Yeah. If you have, you first share, Prabha.
You see, most important, I think, say like how Aarti mentioned about the manifestation also. Even thoughts manifest. We always see that, right? The thoughts manifest, and we say that yes, you know what, we have the power to change the thoughts. We have the power to ensure that these thoughts are manifested this way. So even like it is mentioned here that by chance that we are in the path of prayers, like Raghuramji says, we oh, we have been provided with many things in life or not provided things in life, and there is a tendency for a person, because of their guna, because of their personality levels and their circumstances in life, a person may move towards the prayers, that is towards the materialistic affair. So maybe during that journey, maybe that person would have forgotten who the real, who the actual, who the Lord is, who the higher power is. Many people, when we even mention the word higher power, they start maybe even arguing the fact. At that particular time, we are not here sitting here and saying that how come you don't know, because spiritual ego is not to be done at that time. It's only at that time we pray that let this person be illumined by the power of the Lord, and that's it. So at this time, we need to remember more and more is how is the play of the gunas. So the interplay of the gunas is so interesting because we are all having some kind of a personality, and each experience also kind of shapes our gunas. Maybe and that some kind of, we might be a very balanced person, and suddenly some kind of an experience comes and it topples us, and that toppling happens, and at that time we are succumbed to the maya, right, caused by the gunas. Very nicely it is said, the maya is basically something, it is there and it is hidden to you, right? It is there but it is hidden for you. Even some, you have kept a dish, and if it is closed by a lid, you don't know what is inside the dish. So same thing is the smoke screen, that is the avarna, that is basically the screen which is kept. We are not able to see beyond the screen because we are so clouded by the thoughts, and those thoughts are not, we are not, what is the satya, what is the realization, we are not able to realize. So that is where it is so important for us to remember that the glow of the sun, like very nicely it is written that if we do some powerful visualization of that the light of the sun, the rays, or the golden rays, so many ways people give in their visual imagery sessions, that it is illumining my intellect, illumining all the deep corners. So even if you see if you, somebody has a swimming pool in your apartment or in somewhere, if you just watch a swimming pool just outside like that, you will see that even in the swimming pool there are some dark corners and there are some bright corners. The same way is ours, is like we need to understand that the mind has some dark corners and the bright and the lighter corners, but you will find that the moment you put a spotlight there, the whole place is illumined. So same way we need to remember that the Lord is there, the Bhagavan is there to just give you that sudden, that illumination, and we need to keep seeking for that illumination. We cannot sit and blame that I have been doing this puja, that puja, why am I not getting illumined? Yes, it will come at the right place at the right time for all of us. So that is where very, very, very important for all of us to understand that it's a package we are all in. It's like a package. Like here is written mind, intellect, senses, bodies. It's like a package there totally along with the gunas, and we cannot reject our guna, that why am I like this, why am I like, instead of moving towards rejection of that I am I like this, but she is so like this, wow, she has been so fantastic, see how the way she talks, see how the way she walks, see how the way she's acting. So basically what are you doing, you are rejecting yourself. There is so much of rejection of your own self, your own the intellect, senses, mind, everything is bestowed onto you by the Bhagavan. You have been molded in this way, somebody else is molded in that way. So the moment we start accepting ourselves, that loving ourselves, that you know what, I have been molded by the higher power, the divine power, then immediately kind of a acceptance come to ourselves that yeah, I accept myself, May I be open to the glory of the divine. May I be open to the receptivity. So the most of the time we would have seen that there is a closeness of the heart because we have not accepted ourselves, or we are not in tune with ourselves itself. There is no tuning. It's like a radio which is not tuned into yourself. We have not accepted that my body is this way. We've always look at the mirror and see that why am I like this? Why my arms are like that? Oh, why my intellect is that I'm not so intelligent as that person. Why I'm not having such a great reflex action, why I'm not having that ability to speak my mind, why am I like this? There is always why questions. The moment we understand that we are one package here, and who has done this package, who has really molded that package, it is the divine higher power. And very beautifully, I just recently there was one person who told very beautifully is things happen. Things do not happen to you, it happens for you. That's such a small sentence. It was so profound for me. It felt so nice because sometimes we are into the intellect zone, thinking that why did this happen to me? Why did this person did to me? Why did that person did to me? Did I have this kind of an experience? So from all this, because these are the interplay of the gunas. These are the interplays of the either the ego rising, falling, rising here, there. So even when you are in a depression mode, there is an ego, there is a self-centeredness. Even if you are in an anger mode, there is a self-centeredness because there is a thing of blaming. I am pointing fingers. So everywhere you see the interplay. There is so much of the play of the thoughts keeps coming sharp, and then like very beautifully said that everywhere we remember one thing, that yes, we have that ability there to change, to manifest that thought, because who is residing inside us? Bhagavan, the higher power, is residing in us. When the moment we realize that, and then the shift our attention, the pratipaksha bhavanam, immediately we just take a U-turn, absolutely shift like this. Then we understand that, wow, the glory is emanating from you. See how beautifully it's written. Basically, wow, yeah, you know what? Things are happening for you, for you. Every moment is happening for you for the spiritual unfoldment. Things, and I am realizing that it is the play of the divine. It is the glory of the divine. So even if the Gajendra is sitting there and saying, why did this crocodile come and bite me? I am okay. Why did not bite the other person? Why it should come and this thing? If the Gajendra, the crocodile, if the elephant was into that mode, standing there and sitting in an area of blaming factor, of blaming the circumstances, blaming the world, then it is all about blaming the world. But immediately Gajendra turned inwards and started beautiful prayers like, see, oh Bhagwan, you are there to illumine me. You are there who I need to see the glory. You are there to, who resides in every one of us. You are there who is limitless. You are a person who I can really hold on to you. And that's it. The moment the Gajendra turned the attention in that way, and that's it, that purification happened, and that he sees the compassion of Bhagwan. Because many times we start blaming Bhagwan that, why I thought you're so compassionate, why are you not so compassionate to me? Why did this experience happen to me? I thought you're such a compassionate person, oh Bhagwan. So why did you do this? Why did you do that to me? Why can't you do this? Why did this person leave me like this? All this, there is so much of questioning attitude we have. The moment we leave the questions and totally surrender that, yes, this is happening for me, and there is compassion totally from the eyes of Bhagavan, and this is happening for me for a divine reason by the Bhagavan. The moment it is happening, that there is a total self-giving surrender. There is absolute entire surrender happens. I was remembering once somebody was saying that even 1% of surrender doesn't happen, then you are saying that I want to be closer to the divine may not happen. So give yourself completely without any fear, because fear keeps cropping up once in a while. So that is where Raghuramji says, na, avidya. So ignorance is what is given in English. What am I ignoring here? So he keeps telling that here we are not ignoring anything. That is not ignorance. That is that knowledge, that knowledge that oh, the higher power is there. That's it. is Vidya. Knowledge is that higher power seem to be forgotten by me is avidya. So it's a very interesting way if we keep remembering that the vision of the truth. People keep pointing the truth means you have to tell the truth. There is a lot of shoulds in us that I have to be truthful, I have to be like this. But what is this truth here? We have to remember that this truth, which is a capital T, is something more profound than what we are saying about say the truth, say this, be truthful, be honest. That is not the truth which is mentioned here. So everywhere we need to remember that. And Raghuramji, like always, he says the concept of Satya. When the concept of Satya comes, compassion does come along, Tyaga does come along, Prema does come along. Everything comes along with Satya. So and because the Satya is the divine, it's a divine quality. It's a divine being itself. So yeah. So that's what I wanted to share. Yes.
Very beautiful. Sat, no? Sat Chitananda, the very first Sat is Bhagavan himself. Nothing else is Sat. That is what here also I think we saw, right? Mind, intellect, senses, body, like what even Aarti was saying, they are just projection. Yes, it is in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Nasato vidhyate bhavo, na bhavo vidhyate sataha. That is only Bhagavan is truth. Bhagavan, you call Paramatma, you call Brahman, it's all the same. One truth, Sat, one consciousness, Chit. And what is that? It is Ananda. Yes, and that is our true nature. This is what Bhagavatam tells, I think, in every through every katha, through everything, it points to that Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. So that Sat is here from Avidya. Very beautifully shared by Prabha, actually. This one small little, I thought, to contemplate on this compassion. Compassion is indeed, like what Prabha said, it's a divine quality. Yes. When there is individual sense, there is no compassion. It is not, compassion doesn't manifest. It is only divinity. Compassion is even possible. Okay. So it is, if you look at this entire, we think, what is compassion? We are able to breathe at this time, talk, yes, live. This is by his grace only. This is his compassion. We don't have to search for I have my intellect saying this is good for me, this is right for me, this is what has to happen in my life for me. And if that happens, then I say, oh, it's all by God's grace. Okay. When things do not happen the way my intellect, so here we must know that intellect is fooling us. Yes, it is saying something right, wrong based on some memory. Our choice is to whether we want to believe this intellect, which has gathered some information over that avidya, janma, or surrender to the truth, the Sat, which is there, like Gajendra. Yeah, this is the choice we have. To move from Asat to Sat means to move from whether to believe my own mind, which talks something, which it does not, that as long as the mind is there, that is Maya. Yes, that is what is covering. There's nothing new there. This mind, this set of thoughts, this notions, this whatever is there is covering the truth. So when am I going to go with it and suffer, or say, okay, be aside, surrender to the higher truth? Yes, completely lost in you. He says here so beautifully. Yes, let us lose ourselves in Bhagavan. Know that there is absolutely no value. Later it comes, I think. No value for the mind, intellect, sense, body. Yes, all these things are given by Bhagavan out of his compassion, so that these are used as an instrument to surrender to him. That's the purpose. There is no other purpose. If we know that very clearly, then there is reverence, love for everything, and the purpose is only to surrender to truth.
So this surrender, right? I think we discussed it. I'm not sure last class or we've been discussing. So surrender is, it's such a, the opposite of surrender is control, right? So when I am engaging with the thought, if it is flowing, and I'm saying I should try and understand why it happened, or I should do something about it, or why did this person do something like this to me? In all of this, when I'm trying to understand, when I'm trying to, in all of this, somewhere I am using my mind. Even when I'm saying I want to understand why, I am wanting to have some control. My need to, or what should I do? I want to have some control. And like what Bala said beautifully, this mind, whatever thoughts are coming are not real. They are not even, they are just a projection of they're just a projection, mere projection. When I know, it is like I'm believing an image that I am seeing. If I have a concave mirror, I will look like that. If I have a convex mirror, I will look like that. If I had a different kind of mirror, I will look very different. And I am believing that image so strongly, like that. That is a projection, and this also, these thoughts that are coming in me is also only a projection. The very thing I'm seeing in the world is actually a projection, because I'm seeing it in my mind. So how can a projection understand? When that projection itself is not real, how can that possibly understand? When the mind itself is not real, how can the mind understand the reality? Isn't it a absolutely wasteful effort to try to figure it out and work it out in this mind, when the mind itself is a projection only? It is like a virtual thing doing something and giving me food, and me wanting to take that food. Is that virtual thing not even real? Whatever food it is going to give, it is not me. And then I'm trying to take it, and then I am complaining, oh, I'm not getting this food. I'm hungry, I'm not getting this food. The mind is like that virtual image outside, within me, in the sense. So how can that virtual existence provide any solution? Only when I know that this is a projection, all the things in my mind, the mind itself is a projection, then then there is no purpose of control, because control is only in the mind. Then all I have to do is completely let go of all sense of trying to control, and that is when losing all control and surrendering. And saying, I have nothing, I am nothing, I know nothing, I do nothing. Because that I itself is a projection on. And then just like Draupadi, she even let go of her sari. No sense of control. How beautifully they put it in story form when you really start understanding the let go of all sense of control and divinize everything that has happened and surrender to him. I am here of your making. I am here to be a puppet in your hand. You are molding me. You are doing everything to mold this form and name for a certain purpose. Like, the butterfly. The butterfly is flitting from one flower to another flower, all according to the butterfly. It is just satisfying its hunger. It is drinking the nectar. It is going from one flower to another, and then it reproduces. What is its purpose? It doesn't know. But it doesn't know that it is carrying the pollens along with it as it is moving from one flower to another, and there is a pollination happening. According to the butterfly, it is just eating, it is just reproducing, it is just sleeping and moving from one thing to another. But whatever it is supposed to do is happening by the grand design. So the grand design is only doing everything in my life, and so, and hence everything is happening according to a grand design, and hence I surrender.
When that grand design is there, no, in mind, when the attention, that is what is Shraddha, when the attention is there in that grand design, then these little details do not bother too much. My mind is like this, okay. The grand design has decided that the mind has to be like this for some time. My mind is chanchala now. Okay, these thoughts are coming. It is, that's why we have this beautiful, that's something I just love it. Yadevi sarva bhuteshu vritti rupena samsthita. Yadevi sarva, okay, I have too many activities, too many things. You are that Shakti. Yadevi sarva bhuteshu bhranti rupena samsthita. When the mind is deluded, oh, delusion is you. Yadevi sarva bhuteshu buddhi rupena samsthita. So everything, Yadevi sarva bhuteshu smriti rupena samsthita. Some memory, it is taunting me. It is you. So beautifully our, scriptures, they just give these methods so that the moment we say, oh Shakti, you are playing. The moment that is there, what happens? The mind has already, like the wave completely getting into the ocean, the mind is already subsided. Mind is not asking why is the thought running, why all these things. The moment that, Shakti, it is the Shakti Lasya, we say the dance of Shakti. Everything is the dance of Shakti. So when everything is dance of Shakti, she is doing according to the will, one Purusha, one Shiva. So the Shakti is dancing according to the will of Shiva. Where am I here? So it is such a beautiful way that this is what is divinizing everything. Our mind has to, it is beautifully, there is one very nice Tamil like Isha Vasyam. See, what does this Isha Vasyam idam sarvam says means cover everything with Isha. Says cover. Right now, what we have done, we have covered Isha with name and form. Right? We have covered, I have covered that Bhagavan as born. A newborn does not know, a newborn does not see. The vision of the newborn is not the same as how we start seeing it, as the, intellect develops, as the mind develops. So this court, this form, the newborn is in that Isha Vasyam. Everything is Brahman. Okay. Then by, taking that attention, once we say, the eyes get, comes to that, I don't know what you call that. Initially the eyes do not, the eyeballs, there is no control, and then it comes, right? And then I don't know what you, so the newborn doesn't.
Binocular vision.
Okay. So then only binocular means both, when I see, then I perceive it as an object, is it? That is, so even to get that, it takes time, right? We all have gone through that. We all have been in that Isha Vasyam, Idam Sarvam, right? But the mind overpowers. The moment the mind overpowers, then we start looking that same thing as name and form. So what we have done, we have covered Brahman with name and form. Okay. Now, all these scriptures, Bhagavatam, everything is, the more and more the mind gets cleansed, meaning all our likes, dislikes, names, forms, everything, when we do not give importance to it, that's all. We cannot do anything else. It will come. All that we need to do is not pay attention to it, not give importance to it. Then we see one Shakti there operating. One Purusha there. And, that is the beauty of, that is how we cover it with. So, in Tamil, it is beautifully said, Parattai maraitadu par mudal bhutam. Param means, we know, right? Para. The all-pervasive, supreme, all-pervasive is covered by, par mudal bhutam is Panchabhuta. So, பரத்தை மறைத்தது பார்முதல் பூதம். Then, பரத்தில் மறைந்தது பார்முதல் பூதம். So, in param, the entire Panchabhuta subside. That is what it is. That is truth. That is moving from Asat to Sat.
Wanted to share one thing is last week I was in a very transformative workshop, and there was one very beautiful activity where we were asked to go into the nature and sit somewhere and just observe, no talking, mauna time. And we were just given 30 minutes. And every one of us, 12 of us were in that area. Okay, so 12 of us most probably seeing almost a similar scene. Okay, so it was a pool. So where I was sitting, it was a pool with an orange ball in the pool, and there were others sitting in different positions of different corners in different areas of the pool. Okay, so you have to remember that, to visualize that. It was very, very interesting. Because it was so a revelation for me, because although we have read it, but it was so beautiful. So now we're supposed to gaze at some things, and whatever comes up, we just need to write. And then after that is sharing time. So for me, wherever I was sitting, some things came up. And when things come up, because you are already in that kind of a healing space, when things come up, it's so beautiful, and then there are no inhibitions at that time. And something came up in my mind to write in a form of a poem. If it was an earlier Prabha, the Prabha would have thought, I don't know how to write poem, so don't start poem and all. Okay, but here the thing did not come at all. I want to do it, just the flow came. I just wanted to share that, because I felt it was the voice of the divine who's just went, and the flow was it was very touching for me when I actually read my own, when I was reading it. So, and I decided that although it went, I had no crosses also. I did not cross anything. I just went with the flow. And even after when I was reading, I felt like, oh, I could change this word differently and all that. But then I decided that the divine had given that word, and let the word be there. So me in the pool of life. So the scene, like I told you, right, with the orange ball and the scene and the palm trees and the building and the birds, the lot of pigeons were flying. And that is a scene, if you all could remember. Me in the pool of life, floating alone, joyfully, leisurely, taking my time to savor. No hurry-burry, no destination, nor goal. Just being there. I see my reflection when I'm at peace. I see others' reflections when I'm not at ease. Oh, they are inverted. Are they my projections? Oh, why am I not at ease? This heart pains. I watch the birds as experiences, dipping their beaks to create ripples. Oh, these ripples, why they tease me. Oh, these birds, why they have come. I see these ripples cease to exist a minute later. I see that these birds have come to just tickle me. Can I let them come and go with ease? I let them come and go without holding them. I let me free to just be, just me be. Oh, who is there looking like a donut? So bright that my heart lifts. Oh, who is this who has come to lift me? I see orange. I see a hole in the center. I see a person bigger than me. Who is this, I wonder? Has the Lord come? Has my friend come? Has my dad come to catch my hand? This orange thing just jumps and embraces me spontaneously, showering me with warmth and love which I am craving. I allow to open my heart. I allow the love to flow through me. I feel so good. I feel so good. I ask, who are you, my brave one? I hear, it is your savior. I am you, my dear. I have come. I am there. I am there with you each and every day. So it was such a, and I just realized that, many times we think that somebody else will come and save me and all that. And most of the time it's important that we save ourselves, because who's there inside us? You know, that when I read it, I felt very connected. So this was my sharing, and very interestingly, others had seen the same view but shared absolutely differently. Someone saw a feather and said that this feather is an angel who has come. Someone saw a feather saying that, oh, my thoughts are so light, why am I thinking it is heavy? Someone has seen the same feather and said that, I think this feather is the Lord who has come. Someone who has seen a bumblebee thinking that it is disturbing me so much, I think it's going to sting me. And another saw a bumblebee saying that, oh, this buzzing sound is reminding me of the higher power. And another person saw the bumblebee saying that, oh, look at this bumblebee for catching taking the nectar from all the flowers. So it's a higher power taking a dip on every one of us. We are all one and the same. So the same water, someone saw that, oh, look at the ripples, but the water is flowing continuously, but the ripples are there and there is calmness. And someone else, they saw that, oh, see, look, there is darkness and there is lightness. So we do have both. Why am I rejecting both? So everywhere the sharing was so profound. Somebody saw a bougainvillea going down, saying that, yeah, you know what, I am dipping down, but I know that the sun rays is there which will lift me up. And I'm waiting to hold on to another wall to lift me up. And everyone shared, and the sharing was so profound. Uh, this indicates that sometimes we are all in the same space, but how we look at situations, how we are projecting our the thoughts, how we are taking in those experiences are so different. But finally, when people share, it is absolutely, you feel one with everyone, because everyone are in that path. Somewhere or the other, we are faltering here and there due to some experiences. And suddenly you realize that, wow, who's there finally? The higher power. And this is all love work. I'm in class like that. So that is the way of
Very beautiful. In fact, though the perspectives are different, but the experience is the same. For everyone, the attention has automatically moved to truth. That's the beauty, isn't it? That's why we feel that oneness. You know, everything is actually, it is so simple. Look at, this joy. The feeling of joy is the same. That, like Brahma Mukate, take it. The feeling of that Mahatripti is the same. That's why we feel so connected. It's the same. That even at the very outer level, the feeling of Kama, Krodha, it's all the same. Anger is the same in everybody. Maybe the way we express why it comes at the mind level, it is different. But so even the feeling of this, I am this body mind is the same. So there is no difference. Even that aham vritti is the same. So everything is the same, which is stemming from the same source. And that joy bubbles within, that love bubbles within when the attention is in that, or when the mind subsides in the source. So beautiful when you just told, I am you. It is just fantastic. It is something similar. I don't remember, it's somewhere there. I can't recollect, because such things we don't, it doesn't come from our memory. Very similar is, conversing with the inner sometime, oh, is something like this, I love you so much. Do you love me so much? Was kind of a question which came in. And, from within said, oh, that love that you feel is me. That is the thing. It is not something between. It is not something between that love. So that love is also the same. So it is just one which is there, just one. There is no other. So beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing.
Very beautiful. That bougainvillea is going down, but it knows that the sun is there and it will pick it up. It will bring it up, right? So the Maya is there in our lives, comes and goes every time. But like that cloud comes in front of the sun doesn't push it away. We don't push away those clouds. We know that those clouds are going to pass and the sun is going to reveal itself eventually. And we just wait. Like that, the Maya shall also pass. The Maya that is causing my avidya, the gunas, because based on the gunas, whatever is covering will have to move away and reveal the higher self within. And will be made to have a vision of the truth that is you. He reveals himself, isn't it? Okay.
So that donut, you know what it was? It was the in next to the pool, a circle, that life, what is that called? There is always
And that ring, that
ring.
floater.
And
Yeah.
some child came and threw the
Ah.
thing. So for me, it was like a kind of a feeling that the child is a Bhagwan and then throwing the Prabha to the smaller Prabha, you know, like that. I just thought like that. You know, it was very nice.
It was beautiful the way we're all perceiving the same world, but yet our experiences are so different. And that's where guna plays. Right? Gunas are, and that guna Maya Devi is nothing but Shakti herself. Yoga Maya. It's her play again. So just every memory is divinized. Every experience is divinized. Every emotion is divinized. It is there so because the mother wants to lead us to the father. She is the mother. Every experience, my memory is her Smriti Rupena. Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu. The memory is her Rupa only. The Maya is like whatever Bala said. And she is leading us to the Father through all of this. If I can just wait for her to tell my father, and then my father will come and say, yes, okay. And come and reveal himself to me.
It is so beautiful. See, if we take it like this, the thoughts that come to me are very different. The perspective, the perception of something is very different from what Aarti or Prabha may have at this point in time, right? She has chosen this so that for this instrument to go closer towards truth. You know, she's taking us to the Father. So that's, if that is there, where is complaint? This is complete acceptance. Where is complaint, isn't it? It's it is her play. This is compassion. I think we all are experiencing compassion right now. This is compassion. When everything can, when we see divinity in everything. No complaints.
I'm just seeing the next line. This birth of mind, which is full of avidya inside as well as outside, the elements, form, and mind is of no use to me. I have no desire to live anymore. So when you are trying to protect yourself, when you are looking at everybody to save you, what is it? You're trying to take control over your life. I want my life. Surrender. You decide whether I should have this life or not. You brought me into this life. Whether I should have this life or not is up to you. I don't try to control it. So beautiful, isn't it? This memory is coming up in me for some reason. I have no need to come. Think about it. So then this goes up to death. This level of, when we learn to surrender like that, they say it is the hardest to, identification with the body is so strong, and to surrender that is the hardest. But when every step of the way we learn to surrender like that, if the smallest thought, the smallest emotion goes all the way to death and acceptance. It's time.
Yeah.
You have something to say, Bala? You can just we close. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya, sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma karshit dukkha bad bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, everyone. Namaste.